What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, my fighters? I'm One Eye Bright, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about Fear the Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 9 and 10, and what's going on with Fear the Walking Dead. Spoiler warning for all things Fear the Walking Dead, that's for sure, but Season 7, Episode 9 and 10, we're going to talk about it, plus the back half of Season 7, the other episodes. But I'm not here to hate on Fear the Walking Dead. Some people say that's all I do, but I'm just like, what are these episodes? We were promised a war with Morgan and Alicia versus Strand. And we're 2 episodes in and no war, just like filler episodes. We got Alicia dreaming about the senator, what to do, like what's going on here. We get to meet Paul, and I like the actor, I like the character, but he gets introduced and killed off in the first episode he's introduced, the same episode, right? So Alicia evidently passes out in a barn somewhere. Paul finds her. I like how she uses her little spear hand as like a knife. Like, you just push that out of the way. Like, that's not going to stop anything. They use it as a weapon. Red, all I see is red. But there's red definitely with Paul in Season 7, Episode 9 and 10. But Alicia looks terrible. Is she going to die? Is she not? The story was okay, the stuff with Arno and Alicia, but it's a mid-season premiere. These should be big episodes. And if you don't believe in the red theory, there's proof for it right there. Here's another good shot of it on Paul, but, you know, some people don't believe it. That's all right, you don't have to, but I don't know what else to do. But ultimately, Alicia has to help Paul. Paul has a bunch of stories. Paul talks about his wife. He lost his hearing. It's just like, what are these episodes? Who wrote these? Like, I ain't mad at it, but some of the stuff they're doing is kind of laughable. Like, what are you doing here, Paul, with this knife? Arno, who is like Discount Jared from The Walking Dead, looks just like that same character. And I guess Alicia was supposed to meet up with Arno and convince him to join her squad and team, but Paul playing more Beethoven. It was a Beethoven episode. It's like the writers came up with an idea. They're like, hey, remember Beethoven lost his hearing and he still wrote Ode to Joy, which is like one of the best classical songs ever? Yeah, let's put that in the show somehow, some way. And it's very dramatic. And they love to bring in a new character or red shirt, brand new character, and then kill them off in the same episode they were introduced. Not sure what was up with this thing. Is that young Alicia? Is it symbolism? Alicia just passes out. Like, the timeline of things is just all over the place, but I guess Alicia, I don't know. But either way, I'm not trying to figure out this show anymore. I'm just going to roll with it, watch it, enjoy it, break it down. But Alicia having the dream stuff, I'm not mad at it. I usually hate dream sequences in filler episodes, but it was okay. It was done in a way that I could see where it was going. And Alicia was motivated by Paul, and the dream was switched, and she runs awkwardly down the street, and then she sees the senator. Now it's her, 2 Alicias. You know, the people that love Alicia Debnam Carey, like, ooh, yeah, 2 Alicia, that's what I'm talking about. But ultimately, what is going on with this show? What is the end game for this show, right? I'm guessing Alicia dies in Season 7. For a variety of reasons. Madison's going to come back. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. But it's very symbolic, some of the stuff here. We see her group looking at her. She's not on that side. She wants to lead them. Then this small child with the gas mask comes out. And then we're like, what's the symbolism? Is that young Alicia? Is it another character? Is it something else? Is it just what to make of it? And then Alicia wakes up from her dream. She's on the submarine. Now we get to see Morgan, which is good. I like Morgan. I like Alicia too. I just wish the story was written in a different way. It just is like, what are we doing now in Season 7? When Season 6 was so good, we thought it would be great to keep it going, but maybe it was different writers. I don't know. But Morgan wakes Alicia up, and then Alicia's like, I got it. I have to leave, where I'll be gone for a couple episodes. And Morgan's like, huh? What are you going to do? So Alicia came back at the end of Season 7. Then this was her big episode. She probably won't be seen for a couple episodes. She's not in Season 7, Episode 10. So she has to go back to the bunker, make the announcements, put it out there that she's Padre. Everyone that wants a safe place, come here, come there, come to the submarine and take on Strand. Then at the end of the episode, we see Arno is bit. Why didn't you amputate? Why didn't you chop it off? If you got bit on the hand, you got to cut the hand off, bro. What are we doing? Even though everybody's infected, so I don't know. But ultimately, the world of The Walking Dead, you have to cut your hand off to stop the infection, that's for sure. The horse and buggy carriage thing stops in this giant crater. Arno's like, what are we doing? Why did we stop? And then they show this giant crater with all these walkers in it. It's like season 6 in The Walking Dead in the quarry area, and also Alpha's massive horde. Can't help but notice the red in Arno's mask right there around the connections or the hoses or the filtration or whatever that is. Then he mumbles something and I can't make it out, but they can't let these walkers get out because they're basically radioactive walkers that have been there for so long and the radiation is really terrible. And it's interesting that some people wear gas masks and big hazmat suits and stuff for dystopian look all the time, and then none of the horses or animals do, but then other times no one is. And I know there's pockets that will be fine, the numbers will be okay, but the whole thing with the animals not having to wear anything is kind of laughable. And that's how the episode ends. So like, all right, pretty weak start. Let's go to 7:10, right? Pick it up. Let's get to the war. Let's get to stuff. Nope, we're not going to get anywhere close to that. Another filler episode. So we have back-to-back filler episodes. Plus, we meet this guy, Ollie, which is fine. I don't mind the guy. He was a good actor, pretty good. I liked Paul and Ollie, but these are character building episodes. And oh yeah, he gets killed off in the episode when he's introduced yet again. So what is going on with the writing? John Dory Sr., I love this guy. Anytime he's on the screen, I'm like, yes. So there's this episode, we see more characters, which is good. Howard, he's just playing as right-hand man for Strand. We don't see Strand at all, which is interesting because he is the person that we're supposed to be following for this war. But Howard is running things here. They're going to talk about butterflies and getting the Monarch Cloak butterfly. That's the name of the episode, Monarch Cloak. This guy's like, yeah, I'm 15. I can be a ranger. And that's about right. Teenagers think they can do a lot more until they can't. And they're like, I can't really do this. Gotta love John Dory Sr. playing the angle like he's trying to get in with Howard and Strand to be a voice of reason with Howard, but it didn't work. So he's got to go to Strand in later episodes. But Ollie's going to go get this butterfly, and magically it's right there for him to get. Out of this whole big area, he finds the butterfly. And it's this big, slow, dramatic thing, and then walkers are around, and of course he gets it, kills the walker, and keeps the butterfly. As he's coming back, he comes across an unknown person that I was like, who is this person? Another new person? No, it's Charlie. After Charlie and Ollie kind of wrestle and, fight a little bit, Charlie takes her mask off, and Charlie was sent there by Morgan to turn off the beacon so they can rescue Grace and the baby. But isn't there supposed to be a war going on? There's really no threat of that at all in either episode. But I'm sure Ollie's like, wow, she's pretty cute. She's hopefully my age, and she's 13. I don't know if it's actually her birthday or not. It was all, a lie, but she talks about being 13 today. Ollie's 15, so they're about the same age. Can't help but notice the red hat that Charlie was wearing. John Dory Sr., Howard, and I guess some Rangers come around and bring them back to the tower. Charlie has this whole spiel about wanting to be in the tower. Turns out to be a lie, and it kind of fits the Charlie character. Ollie, nice little red in the shirt right there. Don't worry, we'll get to more red stuff in the episode. But ultimately, Ollie takes a liking to Charlie. Charlie's playing the angle with Ollie about staying and this and that. And Howard comes up with a plan. Hey, go to wherever and get parts for the elevator. Charlie's like, if I do it, can I stay here? We ultimately think the tower is a good place to stay. It's safe, secure, they have a good thing going there. So you're like, it makes sense. But already we see a lot of characters in this episode. John Dory Sr., June, Howard, and Wendell. We got a Wendell sighting. Yeah, it's good to see this guy. I don't know why I enjoy seeing this guy. I do like this actor. I want to see more for this character and this actor on the show. But he wants to hear about his sister from Charlie. So ultimately the plan is for Charlie and Ollie to go to wherever to get parts for the elevator. As they're there, they see scavengers or whoever these people are that are just wearing the dystopian outfits, really looking like dystopian universe. Ollie finds a key, or he knows a key's there at the bowling alley because he used to stay around there. They go into the bowling alley and they hide out there. And it's a nice little moment, but it's really character building for Ollie, which is good, but they kill him off in the same episode. And it's a nice character building for Charlie. Also, can't help but notice the big red bowling ball right there. Red, all I see is red. And it's nice little teeny bopper moment. And they have their bowling moment because Charlie's never bowled and they got to do this. And I ain't mad at it. It's okay. I'm okay with it being there, but it just seems like this should have happened earlier. Like, we've been through so much stuff. They bowl a strike and it's nice. And it's a nice little moment. And really a new character, and Charlie, who's like a third or fourth tier character, but she gets her whole episode, which is fine, but it's also not fine. Like, we could have had more action, more something to it. It was just slow and, you know, I don't know. It's just one of those things, like, I'm not mad at it, but it's another 5 out of 10. Both episodes to me are like 5 out of 10. Middle of the road. Nothing really happens that's so great. And Charlie takes a liking to Ollie and vice versa. And he's like, you really want to help me? And it's like, nah, man, she's playing you. Or is she? Does she actually care about Ollie? It doesn't matter because, like I said, he gets killed off and she cries about it. So she did start to care about the character. Young love in the zombie apocalypse. Don't do it, right? But Charlie climbs up and goes in the door. And then as Ollie is waiting for Charlie, we get to see these scavenger people. Again, they're all rocking the breathing apparatuses and dystopian outfits, and Ollie has nothing on. Like that. No breathing stuff, but, you know, it's just, I guess the readings are all over the place, and the plot armor, and the consistency, and the continuity stuff here. Nice red on the backpack, by the way, but the scavengers want Ollie to open up this door. There's a nice red screwdriver right there, and a red door. Then Ollie opens up the door, pulling Andrea in season 3, I believe, with the governor, how she opened the door and the walkers start coming out, and boom, 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 boom. Kind of a nice little scene here, but again, it's just not much for a whole episode. Like, what are they doing? Ollie goes inside, starts taking out the walkers. He meets up with Charlie, and I can't help but notice that Charlie has a red little keychain on it. It's hard to see, but it happens so fast that she unlocks the elevator doors and goes inside, and then she opens up the board and takes out the parts that they need for the elevators. So Charlie is an electrician now. Red all over the place. And again, the red theory is jumping out in season 7, episode 9 and 10. Red objects all over the place. Ollie is told by Charlie that Charlie was there, sent by Morgan. Ollie gets pissed off, but Charlie was opening up to Ollie, and like a dummy, she said the wrong stuff at the wrong time, but they make up, they make out, and as Ollie is going to take Charlie back to a hiding spot, Charlie passes out. She has radiation sickness or poisoning or whatever, and she looks to be okay, but she goes back to the tower. Howard is pissed off about that. Charlie is back at the tower. Why did you bring her back here? So when Charlie is laying in the hospital bed, Ollie goes to see her. Ollie and Charlie, the nice teenager romantic moment. He's like, you're my girl now. We kissed, right? But it's short-lived because Ollie dies, and Ollie lets out all the butterflies in the room. And it's a nice little, just again, teeny bopper teenage moment here. Again, more kissing, more making out. And Charlie's like, whoa, I was supposed to turn off the beacon because Morgan is supposed to rescue Grace and the baby. Ollie's like, don't worry, baby, I'll take care of it. He goes up on the roof and the beacon is supposed to be turned off. So Ollie just is kind of dumb. Like, what are you doing here? This isn't going to work out because Howard has got this place locked down tight. Can't help but notice Ollie's jacket, red, all I see is red. Also the red handle. Ollie's reaching for the handle to turn off the beacon, and he's about to do that when Howard comes around the corner like, hey, that's what she was gonna do, huh? And Howard is all about protecting the tower, which he should be. Very smart. Again, look at the red on the jacket. It's blatantly obvious for us, to us, but ultimately Howard takes out Ollie. Ollie keeps attacking Howard like, come on, dude, what are you doing? He's got 2 gunmen there. You don't stand a chance. As Ollie is on top of the rooftop, being thrown off the rooftop by Howard, he's splat. And of course, Charlie sees it, leaves the room crying. She's pissed off. Howard's like, I had no choice. He attacked me. And I don't think Howard wanted to kill Ollie. I think he wanted to protect him, but he killed him. June says, look, you're not going to hurt Charlie. You're not going to hurt anybody. I'm more important than you. She plays the power card. And it's kind of sad, but it's not. Like, we just met Ollie. We don't really care that much about Charlie, so it's not a big deal. John Dory Sr. comes out and plays the power card too, like he's right. Turns out, John Dory tells June, look, I'm trying to be the voice of reason to gain their trust. June says, look, I thought I had Ginny's trust, so she knows what it's like. Charlie's brokenhearted, not doing well. She's also dying, but I think she'll be okay. She can probably just take some medicine and be okay. We'll have to see if she actually dies or not. We want to see the big reveal if she meets Madison or sees Madison again because she killed Nick. And June promises that Charlie will see Strand be taken down. As they're talking, we see the Monarch cloak butterfly, and it's, I guess, symbolic or whatever. And that's the end of the episode. Still no war, still no Madison. I wonder when Madison's going to come around. Is it like towards the end, episode 14, 15, or 16? And I think the big thing is for her to return for season 8. Well, season 7 she'll return, but setting up season 8. But we'll have to see. No Strand, so we have to see. Hopefully we'll see him in season 7, episode 11 or 12. As season 7, episode 11 looks to focus on Daniel a little bit more. But what is Fear the Walking Dead doing so far? Season 7, episode 9 and 10, they're not great episodes. They're not terrible episodes, but they're about 5 out of 10 in my book. It's pretty weak. A lot of people are complaining like they're giving up on the show, but I'm not giving up on it. I'm still watching. I want to see where this goes. But what's the end game for the show? CRM? Like, what are we going to do with the show? They're not going to come back to the main cast of The Walking Dead because the main show's over. But will people from The Walking Dead come to Fear the Walking Dead in their last season? Preliminary thoughts, post your comments below, like, share, subscribe. I just don't know where this show is going right now. Like, it's just like, man, these are filler episodes and we don't need any more filler. That's for sure. We need stuff of substance. But thank you guys for watching. Stay safe. And as always, tell them Daryl.